What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Slender, and we have the second patch for the February PTR. So I'm going to put this link in the description for you guys so you can check it out yourselves. But if you're driving, if you don't want to take the time to read it, or if you can't read, then I got you. So here we go. This is from Luxandra. This was 10 hours ago. I don't know why I didn't see it earlier. I apologize for being a little bit late. So please note that this list is not all-encompassing and is intended as an early look into a number of changes included within the most recent PTR build. This change list will be regularly updated up through retail release of the game version. So here we go. End game. The expertise system looks like we're going to get some changes to that. So yellow topaz no longer has a minimum drop time. Black gypsum minimum drop time has been reduced from 10 minutes to 5 minutes. Purple gypsum minimum drop time has been reduced from 120 seconds to 30 seconds. Holy moly. Increase the umbral gain from casts from 3 to 200 to 100 to 400. So that's a really welcome change. Increase the umbral gain from crafting from 1 through 85 to 25 to 100. And to provide another avenue for players to increase their expertise by adding a gypsum orb that can be purchased from the faction shops once per day. So that's pretty cool. I like that. As far as aptitude leveling, so smelter crafting gear now drops from tier 3 aptitude boxes. Nice. Drop of viscous, is that viscous? Yeah, viscous Azoth now dropped from armor aptitude chests or boxes, chests, whatever. So some general fixes, always welcome, always welcome. Ancient armor plates, ancient metallic thread, cold forged buckles were not earnable in-game and are no longer incorrectly listed on the trading post. Created a new icon and new font color for the new trade chat channel. Nice, because before it kind of looked like it was just hard to see. Removed the option to use umbral shards to upgrade an item when the item was removed from the player's inventory and in a bag on the ground. Fixed an issue where expired orders from the trading post did not notify the player they would be returned to town storage shed. Fixed multiple issues involving consistencies and typos on loading screen tooltips. And world experience, the open world. So we learned a lot from lower housing taxes in December and want to further reduce the costs and friction with taxes to players that own homes and have greatly reduced housing taxes. We also increased the amount of company revenue earned from housing taxes to not soften any disruption to their income. Yeah, I don't really care about that. They're rich. That whole system, I don't know. I don't like it. We are continuing to evaluate and make optimizations to our overall territory tax system. Here are the changes introduced for the February monthly release, not in the PTR. So updated housing tax minimum ban to 0.1% down from 5%. Updated housing tax maximum ban to 1% down from 10%. Controlling company receives 5 times the coin from housing taxes. Dynasty expedition bosses now give the same amount of coin as bosses in other endgame, normal, and mutated expeditions. Fixed a bug causing some players to be locked out of chat for a few minutes at the beginning of their session. Fixed bugs causing the tooltips on infused silk apparel displaying incorrect gear scores. Ensured that expertise bumps are always granted by the first item dropped from expedition bosses. Corrected some debug text displaying on the Starbound Remembrance earring. Speed of teleports into and out of war has been increased 2 times. Speed of teleports into and out of war has been increased. Okay. Increase XP from quests level 10 plus by 50%. So any quests that are level 10 plus, they're going to give you, wow, a bunch more experience. So they're trying to really get people to level fast. You know, I don't mind that. Whatever keeps players in the game. You know, this game is going downhill really fast. Not as far as quality. I think the quality is going uphill, but as far as the player base and people leaving, it's tanking. I hate to see that. So whatever you guys can do to keep that going, keep people in the game. One thing, AGS, I don't know if you ever watch this or whatever, but I'm just going to throw this out there. A lot of new folks are complaining to me in my comments. I hear it all the time. New players and people still are coming to this game. You know, they're still getting new players. People are complaining that once they're able to start doing these dungeons, you know, as they're leveling, the leveling experience, they don't have anybody to run dungeons with, you know, so they're stuck in there in chat just trying to type and hope that somebody will pick them up in chat. If you guys can add a dungeon finder, I know you may think it may take some of the immersion away from the game, but it's seriously a necessity at this point. So, you know, something to think about. And I want this game to succeed just as much as you guys, trust me. So, fix an issue causing fire staves and life staves to roll with the incorrect attribute perk in mutators. Fix broken collision at Outpost Rush Northern Spawn, allowing enemy players access to the spawn. Fixed an issue that caused players to receive a large amount of poinsettias, adjusted to 4. So we have some travel changes here. Azoth cost for fast travel has long been a pain point for players trying to complete quests, deposit items, or just exploring the wilds of Eternum. Absolutely. When you try to organize all your storages across the world, you have to have at least a couple thousand Azoth just to do it. I mean, it's nuts. With an already high base cost plus additional penalties for distance and encumbrance, it can feel like getting to the next step of your quest was more of a burden than it had to be. In order to ease this burden on traveling, we are reducing the cost of fast travel as well as the cooldown on recalls to your last inn. This is huge. Thank you, Amazon. You guys are definitely heading in the right direction. So fast travel from towns and shrines will now have a base cost of 20 Azoth. That's awesome. There are no longer cost adjustments for distance or weight. Are you kidding me? Oh, I wish these changes were in the beginning of the game. But nonetheless, you guys are making it better. Kudos, for sure. Recall time to the inn has been reduced from 1 hour to 30 minutes by default. Holy crap. That is an awesome, awesome change. Thank you so much. We realize these changes will significantly reduce the sinks for Azoth and will result in many players having more than they can use in the immediate future. We are also aware that it will result in FCP, faction control point bonuses for certain regions being nullified. While we are planning out ways to address these issues, good thing that you're not just overlooking it. In a future update, we didn't want that to get in the way of improving your travel experience now. Wow, that's... all you guys that are leaving, man, yeah, we'll skip it. This is just an update. State of the point. Slender, state of the point. Expedition mutations. Updated the combustible tooltip text to properly describe the effect on players. Mutated Dynasty Expedition now gives Sapphire Gypsum upon completion. So we've got some server changes and then some weapon changes. Pretty cool. So server, trading and sending gold require players to be in the same location. If players are in an invalid location, they will receive a message letting them know. Fix an issue causing players to be stuck on the play button, unable to enter their world. That's happened to me a few times. Fix several back-end issues involved with character world transfers. Good. So some combat, general fixes. Resolved an issue causing corrupted priests and invasions to repeatedly navigate back and forth inside forts instead of attacking. Updated Keenly Jagged perk tooltip to state the correct duration. It previously showed the 10-second cooldown duration as the dot duration instead of the intended 6-second duration. So some Void Gauntlet changes. Oh boy. Void Gauntlet is currently a little too effective at locking down and then killing targets before they can recover from the root on Petrifying Scream. We are increasing the cooldown of Petrifying Scream to lower the frequency of this kill combo and lowering the damage of Orb of Decay to make it less likely to kill tougher targets. As Orb of Decay already has many other functions including healing and debuffing, we feel like it's safe to reduce its damage in this way without hurting its overall viability. So Petrifying Scream increased the cooldown from 15 seconds to 25. Wow. And Orb of Decay base damage reduced from 100 to 90%, so not much. And Detonating Orb, detonating damage reduced from 100% to 70%. So with the Rapier, we're seeing a lot of players, or Rapier, whatever people call it these days, we're seeing a lot of players taking Rapier as a secondary weapon for its defensive capabilities over its offensive ones. Yes, it's one of the best escapes in the game. And I mean, yeah, I could see that. While we expect this behavior in a dual weapon system, we currently feel like it's a bit too effective at running away. As a result, we are increasing the cooldown of skills in the Grace Tree. To offset the longer cooldown of Evade, we're swapping the upgrades Crescendo and Breathe In so that players using Evade offensively have better access to cooldown reduction. So Riposte increased the cooldown from 12 to 18 seconds. That's pretty big. Evade, increase the cooldown from 6 seconds to 12 seconds. That's huge. Swap the positions of the crescendo and breathe in upgrades. As a result of this change, points in this tree will be refunded and need to be respec'd. And Flesh, increase cooldown from 17 seconds. Oh my gosh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. To 20 seconds. And last but not least, the good old GA Great Axe. We've heard your feedback from the changes to Gravity Well and the PTR went too far in terms of reducing its effectiveness, so we went back to the drawing board and are trying a different approach. They are listening. This version of Gravity Well includes a route that occurs after the initial pull to help hold your targets in place, and includes a stronger slow after the pull to make it harder for foes to escape the damage pulse without using a movement ability. So Gravity Passive fixed a bug that prevented this ability from functioning. Gravity Well, this ability has been reworked from its previous PTR version. Improved pulling tech to more reliably pull foes to the center. Foes who are pulled to the center of the vortex are rooted for 1 second. Increase the slow from 55 to 60%. And slow field duration restored to 3 seconds so that it will last until the explosion occurs. So right on. That's good stuff, guys, I think. I think it's good stuff anyway. So again, that's it, guys. I want to keep it nice, short, and sweet. If you guys have any questions, any comments, please feel free to let me know. And I'll put this in the description for you guys so you can have access to it yourself. And hey, just want to say again, appreciate every single one of you guys. Have a great day.